19th hole is shot inside the beautiful clubhouse at the Bolingbrook Golf Club in Bolingbrook, Illinois.
Okay, guys, Chicago, Greater Chicago, arguably the best golf city in America. A lot of people think New York City might have more, but it's bigger. The New York section goes from the end of Long Island all the way to Baltusrol, the site of this year's PGA. But here we have great private courses. We have great public courses. Lenny, why don't we start with you? If you could play one last public course, one last private course, where are you going and why?
Well, now I've seen an awful lot of courses prefacing this. This is my 36th year covering golf for the Sun-Times.
Yeah.
I've seen some good ones come and go.
Yeah.
I think, you know, I've always loved to play Dubstred, where the Western Open is. It's an easy answer to give for your favorite public course. However, I also have a couple other favorites. I like Pine Meadow a lot.
Right, I do too.
And so that one would kind of always fit in the mix. The private clubs, interestingly, I really like Medina #1, not #3. I find it a lot more playable course. Now, I'm a higher handicap kind of guy. I like North Shore a lot. And one that's kind of in the middle, because it's being transitioned now from public to private, is Kemper Lakes. If played from the proper tees, that is a great track. That's a course where if you play from the wrong tees, it's not a good track. But that's a pretty good smattering. Chicago has so many options. I think it's the best. I think it is the best golf city in America. I've tried to find good courses in New York. They're there, but Chicago beats everybody.
Now, you know as much as anybody, Mayor, about the options, because you're in that competitive marketplace trying to get people to come to your course.
Well, I would do the privates first. I think one of the best tracks, 27 holes, Butterfield. You can't find a more challenging course, a private course. I enjoy Shore Acres just because of the mystique and the wooded area and so forth. On a public courses, certainly Pine Meadow, you can't argue with that. But I think one of the biggest sleepers in Chicagoland is Big Run. Yeah. That'll test every skill you've got, and it's as wooded as Medina. It's just a great track, but doesn't get a lot of press. But a lot of the public golf courses, frankly, are all very much the same, wide open and so forth. So the challenge is a Big Run, and I certainly have to mention the Bolingbrook Golf Club. It's a fabulous facility, too.
You know, it's interesting when you said the public golf courses. I was agreeing. I played a lot of Illinois PGA Championships at Kemper Lakes. Now it's going to be going to private. If it was a public course, that would be my favorite. I got a chance to start liking it more and more the more I played it. It was a wonderful golf course. I do like Harborside. I like it up there. This place here reminds me a little Harborside, except it's not up as high as they are and everything. I think that's both those courses. I prefer to Starboard, but I mean, Starboard is as good a golf course as there is. It's fun. I like the challenge of the wind, which is what you have out here also.
Yeah, that's Harborside is a great 36-hole facility.
I really enjoy that.
Good golf holes.
Yeah, it's one of those ones we play every year in our Pro in our Illinois section. I look forward to that.
Now, what about private? If you could play one last round tomorrow, and where would you go?
As far as the challenge, Medina 3, I just love that. But as far as if I had one last round, Chicago Golf. I think Chicago Golf's a special place. I love the greens out there. I love the whole vista, the settings and everything. I think it's just it's a wonderful golf course.
A couple of years ago, when the Tour Championship was in Houston, Jeff Sluman was in the locker room. As you know, he lives in Hinsdale. And I was walking through, and as I was walking by him, I said, if you could play one last round in Chicago, where do you go? Shore Acres or Chicago Golf? And without hesitation, he said Shore Acres, which I think you guys brought up. Yeah. That would be my last round, Shore Acres. It's not only my favorite in Illinois, it's one of my 5 favorite in the world. I mean, it's beautiful. That place, I feel like I'm transported back to some different time,
The clubhouse is amazing. The view of that clubhouse in Lake Michigan.
I mean, it's pure golf out there. The walk in the park test is a 15 on a scale of 1 to 10. So.
Yeah, I like the open, maybe because I need a little more openness, whatever. I like the openness of Chicago Golf, and playing and seeing the different sunsets and the vistas and just the size of the greens and the way they roll. I think it's something special. And then everything, if you pull down Warrenville Road, you can't see the clubhouse basically. And it almost looks like a service center because everything is from the golf course.